I see people quoting Ra the whole time without what seems to me ever really contemplating the meaning of the quotes. Like, one common one is motivation is for the other. While they say this, at the same time, the interpretation is totally contradictory. At the same time, they will say you need to behave like your motivation. You need to become this. This is what you are motivated by. How is it then for the other? Motivation is not about what you're doing. It's what comes out when you're correctly aligned. As to quote Ra, the only job of color is to transmit cognition. And this all goes perfectly well when it stays as a theory. But once he tries to interpret a chart, things just flip around. Motivation is not something you need to try to identify with or become. The whole point is that when you are correctly aligned, your outer authority naturally expresses out your motivation, this personality color. Personality color is kind of like the aura of your expression. It's not something you can be in touch with because color is an exit frequency. It's something that is leaving us. It's not something we can connect to. But it is there for the other. The other is the one that can observe this color. This is where they get an impression of us. So when we're talking about the design side, what I went through already, this is about how the other experiences you through your form. When you don't even have to say a word, this is the first kind of impression that they have of you without having to know anything about you. It's your body language, it's all the unconscious. Now, personality is what they receive once you start expressing yourself. And the goal is that everything that you're expressing is filtered through your tone, through your filtering. And if it is, the color will transmit this out correctly through the actual color. And if it's not, the color will transfer and the other will receive your transferred color. We cannot talk about deconditioning while trying to add more and more layers of conditioning by telling people what to do and how they should behave. So motivation today totally lost the meaning of being an exit frequency of a crystal of consciousness. It's a property of a crystal. That's what the color is, nothing else. It's not what you do. It's not what you should become. It's how the other should experience you when you are aligned. And the goal for you as a passenger is, instead of becoming the color, being able to observe it. Trying to act like any part of your chart is just a distortion. It's all just there really to be observed. So me as a color one motivation, ideally you would experience me as this investigator, as a teacher, as somebody who is turning insecurities into securities, as somebody who's confident, whose expression comes across confident. And it's always funny to me when people blame me, and that happens so many times, for being confident about what I'm talking about because I have a totally open ajna. When that is exactly the purpose, that is exactly the correct way my expression should be felt by the other, by you guys. So I am here to be experienced as somebody who is confident eventually, even though I will have to deal with a lot of insecurities to get there. And when you're in my aura, anywhere that you have a personality planet, color one, that is the insecurities my aura is pulling out of you. And not to make you feel bad, but to make you aware of these points so that you can turn them into your own securities, into your confidence. Another problem is that we just really lock in these words. We have the word fear. You must be fearful. It must have something to do with fear. It can, but it's not necessarily only about the fear. So what I like to do is I like to list down all the keywords that Ra used for color, all the colors one, all the tones one, lines one, and then come to some kind of, see the pattern and come to as a logical conclusion as possible. So our color 1 is called certainty. It's splenic, it's strategic, and it's really cool because below it, my tones are receptive. And through my receptivity, through myself operating in a receptive way, you should experience me as strategic. And I'm pretty aware that the stuff that I create comes across strategic. It comes across as if I was sitting down and trying to think of a new thing. People often say I'm inventing a new system. I am a slave to my insights. That is all I do. I read, I study from Ra, and I let the insights come. I'm just receptive to them. I don't have to think about one thing. But what you are meant to experience is the opposite thing. You're meant to experience my expression as if it was analyzed, as if it was strategized, planned out, and focused. And you're not meant to see that the core of that was not even close to it. That is what I connect to. I connect to my tone. You connect to my color. What happens to people when my color comes out correctly is that they get inspired. They get things pulled out of them. So as much as I can pull insecurities out of you, I can pull confidence out of you, I can inspire you to investigate, I can inspire you to dig deeper just based on what I am expressing. I don't need to say to anybody, go and study this, go and study deeply. But by what I am expressing, you yourself should feel inspired to do so if I am correctly aligned. And that is how the color is for the other. I can think of myself as an investigator, but that's not because of my color. It's because the majority of the lines I have are first lines. And I've met enough color 1 people who I never experienced as investigators at all. Maybe it's because of the transference, but maybe it's just because they had no first lines whatsoever. So it's not about what we do, it's not about our behavior, it's just the impression that we give off.